All right, Isaiah. So this is my third attempt recording your video um, because I completely like didn't even realize I was using the wrong picture for the analysis. I analyzed your mechanics, but I was analyzing the wrong guy's mechanics for the pro guy that I do. So I apologize about that. But nevertheless, we're gonna get to it right now. So. On the top, of course, we have you, and then on the bottom, I know you may not recognize this player, but this is actually Tim Lincecum from his college days. I don't really, there wasn't really a good video from the side of him in pro ball, so I found one from college. So I tried to time it up, so I'm going to play both of them. Feel free to watch whichever one you want, or watch both of them back, but then we'll kind of break it down. Okay, so we see a lot of similarities between you and Lincecum. The one, of course, is this part when we get to this part right there. But there's a humongous difference between you and Lincecum in this part as well. Both of you kind of have that upward throwing motion where we're throwing this shoulder and this shoulder up. But the problem with yours at the moment, and I want to see if you'll see it. First, we'll look at Lincecum's, right? So we're going down here, but watch his shoulders right here. Watch the line I'm going to make. If you notice, he doesn't go above that line. Like his shoulders stay, if I could put something there that would show them being just square, you would see that. Because even though he throws this glove hand up, he's also at the same time keeping those shoulders down. Meanwhile, we go to you, and if I'm going to draw a line here on our, actually, I won't draw it there. I'll get down to here. If I were to draw a line right here of our shoulders, watch where our glove shoulder goes. It's pointed all the way up here. Our trajectory is up here versus Lincecum's. We see with his head in motion, he's still going straight to the plate. So this is why we see a lot of misses up here and down here, because we're either going straight up here or our body's having to overcompensate and we spike balls down here. So the big thing we really need to work on this upcoming week is getting those shoulders to be square. We should be looking, instead of having our shoulders like this, we want to turn it into that blue line there. Now, another thing I want to point out here, watch where so this is where Lincecum's, just to point it out right here, this is Lincecum's throwing arm. Watch what he's doing with his throwing arm. Look at the extension he's getting with that, right? He's getting far back, he's throwing this glove up. Both of you, as we could see here with Lincecum, he's doing a great job with the arm, and you're doing also a great job extending this arm. The problem, though, with us right now is right there. Watch your arm. Watch your arm from the breaking point. So we break, and then we short arm. This is what, now this is a common problem, and I even have this problem myself. And especially being a position player in the field, usually being shortstop or second base, you're trained to get rid of it faster, which is why a lot of players short arm it. We don't get this amount of time to extend it. So this is also why it's problematic being a two-way player in that position, just because of the amount of time we have to throw. We get a lot longer to extend out versus when we're at second or short, where we have less time to do so. So what do we do on this? Of course, when we're at second base, shortstop, get rid of it as quickly as possible. But when we're on the mound, we want to make sure that we really get this. So this arm, if I'm going to draw a line here, this arm's perfect right now. That's really good. But this, we need to get out like this. And next week, whenever we're in practice, if you want to ask me about what I'm talking about specifically with that, I'll help you with the drill. I'll probably get all of our pitchers to start doing it, but it's a very, very simple thing. Even I could say it here on the video. What you do is you start with your hand in your glove, kind of how you would be when you cup set. So like this, And then when you break, it's going to be that thumb up. So you're going to extend your glove arm. You're going to put thumb up as far as you can go. And with your throwing arm, you're going to go as far back as you can go, but have the arm extended and facing the other way. So the ball, so you'll throw it, you'll have the grip like a fastball, but you will be pointing the ball. So if your hand, if the ball was facing to me, we're instead trying to get to face to the wall. So the glove's going to be facing in front of you to your target, and the ball's going to be facing away from your target. What I mean by that, ball back here, arm's going to be there, glove's going to be out here, and arm's going to be there. Now, also, what you can do, now when we get to the shoulders, what we can do for shoulders, very, very simple fix. I'm pretty sure at Lowe's or Home Depot, they have like $3 PVC pipes that are like 3 or 4 feet long. It doesn't even have to be a big one. It could be very, very skinny, whichever, like it could be 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, and pretty skinny no matter what. But just going through the motion and having your arms kind of over it, like if you were bearing a cross, and just working kind of like this, working down the mountain. This is something you do really well too. First things first, your butt is going to the plate, which is really good. And if you notice, if I were to put a ramp down here, we're going down that ramp. We're going down that ramp, which is really good for us to be doing. Now, one thing I really like about your mechanics, Isaiah, is that it's very, very fluid. And especially right here, if I get Lincecum to, well, actually, we can't really see it kind of with his. We kind of can, but this is your arm angle and this is his. His is more slightly up like that, which is really good for us because if you ever heard the term, throwing a baseball is kind of like a whip motion, that's exactly what they mean. Because the more amount of whip you have to your arm, the more velocity and the more spin rate we're going to get. And then, of course, our finish as well. We're finishing really out front. We release that ball right about there. So just to show you, that's our release point, which is really, really good on that. But to recap what I was talking about. So pretty much we need to make sure that our shoulders are squared going down the hill. It's fine to have kind of this upward tilt, but we really need those shoulders to be square there. And of course, make sure that we're getting this arm out right here and keeping this arm out like that. But other than that, Isaiah, that's all really I got from the analysis. Everything looked pretty good in the bullpen. Looked consistent for the most part, which is really, really good. But what we're inconsistent of is missing up and missing down because of this right now. But the good news about that is it's a very, very, very easy fix. Well, no fix is easy just because it's a mechanic thing and your body's been used to it for so long, but it's one of the easier fixes when it comes to mechanical things. And I'm sure we'll see a lot more control and as well velocity come from that. Even so, I'll also tell you from a personal experience, getting this arm back is going to even get more velocity. And it actually probably takes, realistically, maybe a week or two to get into that habit. And I'll also show you some drills and practice you can do from your throwing and what you can do on that. But other than that, keep working hard, bud.